Talk about a crazy day today, guys. Holy crap. So Bed Bath & Beyond, you all know at this point, got delisted officially off the NASDAQ exchange today on May 3rd, 2023, after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on the 23rd of April. Talk about a quick little turn of events there, guys, from Chapter 11 now to getting delisted in over, or in just under about 10 days, or roughly 10 days exactly. Pretty crazy. So now that it's been delisted, it's not yet actually, untradeable, right? We can still trade Bed Bath & Beyond over the counter. That's where it's trading right now. In other words, the OTC markets. I'm sure you guys heard of the OTC markets. We talked a little bit more about that in my last video. And mind you guys, there's tons of risk in the OTC markets. But again, we talk more about the delisting process and, the OTC and what happens here in the last video. So you got to realize, guys, when a stock does not meet the requirements of the exchange, we talked about this a little bit more earlier, it's simply going to get kicked off, right? If it doesn't meet the requirements of the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, it is going to get kicked off. And again, it was a pretty big turnaround, or a quick turnaround rather, there for Bed Bath & Beyond stock. And now they're trading under the ticker symbol BBBYQ. And the Q at the end is because they're filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, or just bankruptcy in general. There has to be a Q at the end for that reason. And we can see that Bed Bath & Beyond stock today, guys, did extraordinarily well. I mean, you saw, it did gap down a ton in the morning, but it saw a huge move later on in the day, or throughout the rest of the day, after it saw that initial dump in the morning, which, mind you, when we saw that, open, where was it at open? Right around 6 cents or something like that. Actually, no, it got down to 4 cents in the pre-market. Okay, so then we opened, then we ran up to about 6 cents. So essentially, we did gap down from the close yesterday of 7.3 cents to about 4.5 cents. That was a big drop, guys. We're talking 40%, but we recovered pretty much all that and a ton afterwards, right? We ended up seeing Bed Bath & Beyond go to about, I think, $10 intraday, maybe almost 10.5. Not $10, 10 cents intraday. I'm so used to saying dollars. I forgot this stock's now 9 cents, guys, but we're still going to cover it. Look at the volume, guys. 82 million volume today. Crazy volume there. Same with Tesla, which always has, I feel like, a ton of volume. Either way, there was a lot of trading here in BBBYQ, and we saw it went again down initially 40% in the pre-market, but it ended up shooting up around, I think, 30% on the day at close. Actually, no, more than that, 36% on the day. So BBBY had a very good day, and it actually doubled off the lows and some. So that was actually an 100% plus move there for BBBYQ, hence why the title of the video is something with 100% in it. I'm not clickbaiting, guys. It's legit. Look at that. From 4.5 cents, 4.5 cents, to about, let's say, where did it close? 9.9 or 9.8 cents. It went up over 100% from the lows. That is a massive move, and you got to realize, as stocks are trading now over the counter, this one in particular, and stocks OTC in general, which we talked more about this in my last video, that's a market where there's less liquidity, which means there could be bigger price swings, and there's a wider bid-ask spread, so you can get filled here, you can get filled there. You're not going to get the exact fill that you want. That's a big problem in the OTC markets. But now with this, there's a ton of volume in BBBYQ. It might not be that difficult to get filled. I mean, it's probably not. But still, moving forward, if the volume dies down, it starts thinning. The volume starts thinning. It's going to be harder, and there's pretty much no regulation or less regulation, right? So it's going to be it's kind of like the wild west of the stock market. Let's just put it that way. There's less restrictions. It's the wild west, let's be honest. So at this point, you guys know that I'm still holding the stock. I mean, there's no reason for me to sell, like I mentioned in my last video, and it's kind of fun tracking it every day. It's pretty entertaining, honestly, watching it and making the content on it, and just watching all these, stocks are starting to move pretty aggressively these days, or there's been a little bit more volatility. So, with the whole banking crisis, right, there's a lot going on causing some more volatility. So, I mean, it's been a fun last couple of of weeks for sure. Here, watching the markets and of course making content and of course trading and doing all that stuff. I mean, it's been a fun last couple of weeks. But needless to say, BBBYQ. Now you can't forget the Q, guys. It is starting to move a little bit. I mean, it was up 35% on the day. Yes, we're still under this main moving average on the 50, or rather on the 20-day chart. This is the 50 SMA. We're still under that point, but hey, if we break out of there, there could be a legitimate case for a move here. I mean, there's a ton of volume. It's still very manipulated in my opinion, so we could get a squeeze, and it's easier to squeeze in the OTC markets, guys. I mean, that's just the reality of the matter. So we could be going towards that 180 SMA the way I have it here on this chart. 20 bucks, or not 20 bucks, I keep saying that. 20 cents, guys, and that could be another double up. We'll see how it goes. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and if you haven't gone up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, what are you waiting for? Use that link down below. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock. If you deposit at least 100 bucks, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks, and if you deposit at least 1,000 bucks, are you guys ready for this? You get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 free stocks, and of course, that helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, let's take a look at some other movers today. We talked about AMC in the last video. I'm not sure if you caught it, but this is starting to break out as well. We have the ascending triangle right here on the 1-hour chart. Big resistance at about 570, 575. We're starting to break out of there, guys. We closed above it. We actually hit a high of 582. And look at the price action here, guys. We saw a little bit of a sell-off in the middle of the day, but we respected that trend line all day. We bounced right off it. We hit another high right before power hour. That's actually when Powell started speaking and the markets turned to the red. That's when we saw that. Boom, we turned to the red a little bit, and we still respected that trend line, bounced into close. Now we're up a little bit, 6 cents after the bell. Very good sign for the bulls here on AMC. So I like the way this is setting up. Like I mentioned in my AMC video from earlier, I feel like we could be breaking out mid-high sixes. That's honestly what I'm thinking here, guys, on AMC. So if we break out of this point, the ascending triangle plays out, the inverse head and shoulders, we're going to be getting towards that mid-sixes. In my opinion, it's not guaranteed. I'm not one of these guys that's like, this will happen for sure. You better do this and you better buy that. I'm not telling you anything, guys. Do your own research, please. But that's the way I think it's setting up. And we'll do more updates on it. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to hit that good old notification bell. Let's see what else ended up moving today. And I forget what companies are reporting earnings today. I didn't even look at my phone. I think, what's today? Wednesday. I know tomorrow's Apple, Shopify. I think maybe we had Square today. Let me pull up Square, also known as Block. Nope, they're tomorrow, and this is not looking pretty either. We have a descending triangle on Square. This could easily gap down to the lower mid-50s in my personal opinion. So Square is looking quite interesting heading into earnings. Maybe not for a long trade. Maybe a short or maybe put options. We'll see. I'm not telling you guys again what to do, but this is opening up for a decent dump in my opinion, potentially. It all depends on earnings. We'll see, guys. We have to be patient, of course, and I'm not trading before earnings. I don't like doing that and holding through, so I'm actually going to wait until earnings come out, and we'll see how they end up looking like. And I'm not sure if you saw, but AMD today got destroyed. It's falling to the bottom of this channel. This could end up being a nice bounce back, maybe a relief rally type of play off the bottom of this channel, maybe back towards mid-80s, maybe a little bit higher than that. So AMD looks pretty strong. I also, not strong, but poised for at least a relief rally. It's far from strong right now. It looks like a falling knife. So we actually have to wait and see if we get the bounce, the confirmation. And Starbucks also got nailed today, guys, 9%. So this hit 119.50 yesterday at the peak. Now it's at 103, so that's got to be about, what, 15%? No, 13%. It is getting destroyed. So Starbucks is down a lot, but it is holding the 180 SMA, which is a very good sign overall, for the bulls here. And honestly, guys, that sell-off was kind of needed. So maybe buyers come in on this, and this could also be a relief rally candidate by the looks of it. But let's just give it a couple of days, let the dust settle. At least that's what I'm looking to do. And I think Estee Lauder was another one that got nailed today, guys. Then we'll wrap up the video. So yeah, Estee Lauder ended up going down 17% today. Oh, geez, my goodness. So they ended up doing EPS of 47 cents, which missed the 51-cent estimate, and sales beat $3.75 billion versus $3.7 $1.71 billion estimated. So mixed earnings there. All right, missed EPS, beat revenue. And let me see what they ended up doing. If we come up a little bit more on revenue guidance, I'm not seeing anything here, but Estee Lauder stock price cut to $200 from $300. Oh my gosh. For what firm was that? CFRA. I'm not sure exactly who they are, but either way, that's got to be a big reason why. And looks like here it says strong dollar hurt 3Q or Q3 sales. All right. So, I mean, not the best sign there for Estee Lauder. Massive price cut. I mean, that was a pretty much a 30% price cut overnight by a big firm, and the stock at one point was down 23%. So that probably wasn't the reason why it dumped completely, but it had to have been part of the reason why it fell, the fact that we got that big price cut. So what do you guys think? I mean, this is crazy. There's a lot of volatility. The VIX is starting to creep up. Not really crazy yet, but today it went up 3.1%. So it's getting a little crazy out there, guys. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Again, hit that like button, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, 12 stocks from Weeble, and to check out my Patreon if you guys want. All those links are down below. I appreciate you all, as always, for tuning in, for using those links, for just supporting. You guys are awesome. And with that being said, I'll see you later.